Alright, good morning everybody. We are finally back at sunny Oak Hills. It is a cold, what's today? Monday. We are on Monday. Left the camp this morning at 6. It was I think 45 degrees. And then I get here today at sunny Oak Hills and it was 34 degrees. So a little nippy, but the sun's out. If it wasn't for the wind, it wouldn't be too horrible. Alright, so do a little quick walk around just to pan through what we've been doing. For those that have seen the videos so far, when we started on this 11-acre piece, we started clearing this little section over here. And this is right about 2 acres worth of land. Started making our brush piles. Went in with the skid steer, with the SEPPIE Mulcher, and basically cleaned all the underbrush off, or out from in there. And then we started taking the KX 057-5 and started plucking trees. We planted some ryegrass and it has done pretty darn well. Love seeing that green. This little section over here was actually planted last. So we did this back in, that must have been first part of October, maybe mid-October. I really can't remember now. But then this was about an acre, 1.4 acres. This was planted just maybe 3 weeks before Thanksgiving, so November. Got to come back, do some more cleaning up with it. Just some of these little roots and stuff, they'll break down, but we're going to get this disced up and then be planting another cover crop to go on top of here. As much as I love all of these trees, I have made the decision that unfortunately I'm going to take down a few more of them to do what we want to do. So we'll probably take out this little guy right here, maybe 1 or 2 of those bigger ones. This little single one here, it'll probably go away. This one will be fine over here, but just want to get this a little bit open. And again, we are working on a plan that we're getting close to explaining what we're doing and why we're doing it and what we hope to happen from it. But I'm excited about it. It's a lengthy process to get all this stuff done, but I am super excited and wish I could just snap my fingers and make it all happen. But anyway, so that was the 1.4 acres field that we did. And then I think it was around Thanksgiving week, we were over here in this field, and that's when we had our skid steer going, we had the excavator, and we also had the tractor. We had Jacob was on the tractor getting all this disced up. Zach was on the skid steer, Zach and Dad. I'm just doing some raking, and I was messing around the excavator. But this was planted, if I remember correctly, the week of Thanksgiving, and it sure is pretty being all green. I'm going to do everything in my power to leave these trees here. I will come in here and we're going to cherry pick a few more to take out. Probably just 2 or 3 from this plot, but this is about 1.5 acres. So 1.5 acres here, 1.4 acres other side of this pile, and then 2 acres up there on that field. So just quick math on that, let's just say it's 5 acres of the 10.75 is what will be in fields. Now this little section here, we're leaving this area for a future building. We are going through everything with the county. I've actually kind of drawn up some plans of what we want to do here, but we're looking at either a 50 by 80 or a 50 by 100 foot metal pre-engineered building to go here, but that's still going to be a little ways off too. We want to get what we're doing here is super important to capitalize on our time now and get these 3 fields ready. But we are here at Sunny Oak Hills to not stay at Sunny Oak Hills today. We're actually going across the highway, so you can see the skid steer here. There's Dad's truck. There's our excavator. We're going to take the skid steer and go across the highway. Highway's running right through there. We're going to go clear that lot next. It's just over a half-acre lot. We're going to put a little small house on that. And the reason is there's a lot of work to be done here at Sunny Oak Hills over the next 2 to 3 years. So much to where, as much as I love being at the camp, it's an 1.5 hour drive each way from the camp to this property. And when you're coming to work here and you're staying at the camp, that's 3 hours a day that you're on the road windshield time. So we are going to go put a house in that neighborhood over there. And when we make the big move from Colorado to here, that'll be where we stay while we are building the house that we really want to live in on a yet to be determined piece of property. We do have 1 lot picked out. We've already bought it. Beautiful neighborhood. It's more in town and towards Panama City, or in Panama City. But I would love I'd love to find a piece of land somewhere up here that's 15, 20, 50 acres. I think my wants and my abilities aren't quite the same, but we're going to see what we can find. We keep looking every day. I'm always looking and just hoping to find that deal. So if we can find a bigger piece, we'd gladly put a house up here and then probably build a spec house on the other piece of property in town. But Dad is working on the skid steer now. He is working on getting all of our knives sharpened. I'm going to come around the side here. Again, can't say enough good things about this skid steer. This 75-3, that thing is a beast. I mean, it has not said no to anything we put in front of it. But Dad is just grinding all these knives, getting them nice and sharp, because when we go across the street, we are going to need to have some really good sharp knives. And we have used these things. We have ran through trees, brush. We did a couple of small jobs before we started working on Sunny Oak Hills. And one of the pieces of property was a little rough on the mulcher. We found some tires in there, found some tire rims, some chunks of concrete. So we do have more knives to put on there. We will be changing those out. We'll do a video on how to change knives out on the SEPPIE Mulcher. But we're going to try to get 1 or 2 more cuttings out of that before we break out the old and put the new ones on. We will see you guys over there. Alright, Tony B here. We made it over here to the piece of property. Had to do some maintenance on the skid steer. Had to grease all the fittings. So Dad was grinding the knives on it. And yeah, we are over here now, and this is what we're going to start taking out. All this underbrush, all these small trees. We're going to take that little skid steer and go to town on it. It's actually a pretty piece of property, nice high and dry lot. It's got some really pretty oak trees. We're going to do our best to save those trees, but these sand pines, all these little small saplings, they're all on the chopping block today to get rid of. So let's get set up in the machine and let's start chewing some wood. very first house I built in Panama City, personal house, and I cleared that lot pretty much by hand. When I say by hand, chainsaws, come-alongs, ropes. Didn't even have a tractor at first. It was just go in there and cut down, lock up, and burn. Saved a lot of money, but man, that's hard work. I like this version better. Alright, we've been mulching away over here. Gotten about half of the property knocked down. Well, Papa T jumped on it about 15-20 minutes ago, and he is going to town. I think he really enjoys this stuff. He says, turn me loose, let me go. But we got a property line. You can kind of see it runs kind of right through there, and then it jogs back that way. And of course this side here, you can see the neighbors. It runs along there. It does the same kind of jump back, and it's going to have a really nice backyard. When we're all done here, I think it should be pretty nice, high and dry lot. I don't know if you can kind of gauge where the road is, but this lot sits higher than the road, so that's going to save us a bunch on fill dirt. And I'm excited. This will be fun to build a house. This little 3-bedroom, 2-bath, nice little house, about 1,500 square feet. So looking forward to it. I'm gonna set this thing up and let y'all watch Dad do his thing. Alright guys, well, it's just after 4 o'clock on Monday, and we have been here better part of the afternoon. Got here about 11, I guess, and started on this. Turn y'all around so you can see what's been accomplished. This was all wooded about 5 hours ago when we started. Dad's gonna knock down that sand pine. He's having fun with it. So close. There she goes. Yeah, we started here, I guess it was about 11 o'clock today. And did take a little break to go to the store. It's about 1:30, 2 o'clock. Dad jumped in the machine then and started doing his part. But it has come a long ways today. We got one more tree to take down over there. There's a sand pine. It's not focusing. Other side of Dad there. Got to take that guy out. This oak tree, I don't know. This is the one that it's kind of a Easter egg this morning, and I like it. The only problem is when I went around a while ago trying to lay out the approximate corners of the house, you can see right in my shadow there, that's about the corner, and it could be off a foot or two. I mean, I'm not saying it's exactly the same, but exactly right. But this oak tree is a little bit too close to the corner of the house for my liking. A couple things. This is the garage right here, so those roots will come over here and cause a problem with the concrete driveway. So we're probably going to either shift the house over and back a little bit, which we have plenty of room to do so on that, or we take that guy out. But it's a pretty tree. I'd hate to get rid of it if I can keep from it. You can see we've got a nice, really nice sized backyard. That'll be cool. This sand pine's got to go. Big oak tree is staying. That pine and that pine and that pine and that pine. That's what's still left. And we'll probably bring the excavator over here and knock those guys out. I am that's every bit of 2.5 feet from there to there, so this is a nice one. Nice tree to keep. Again, pine trees, they can go. They are lightning rods, and I don't like them. But yep, back right corner, back center, back left corner, all the way up to the road up there. So nice sized lot. It does taper down this way, so we will need a decent bit of fill dirt. I went to set up my transit and start getting some level marks, just so I could kind of shoot in the corners. But for some reason my TopCon says not today. Doesn't want to work. So we'll get it going and come back and figure that out. But if I was the ballpark, I'm going to say I need 5-6 loads of dirt in here. Get good compaction on it, but we'll scrape all this loose stuff out, so all these chips and shreds from the mulcher. We'll get all that cleaned up with the root rake, get it hauled out of here, and get down some good dirt. I'll probably come in here, put some silt fence up on this back side, just so we do have slope going this way. Don't want to have any erosion issues, and want to make sure we keep our yard on our property and not donate it to the stuff behind. This is where we're at, guys. This is the next big project, because I'm not happy having just one project. I gotta make sure I have a dozen irons in the fire to keep me out of trouble. But we will get this house going. Again, working with the county now, getting our permits, getting our water. This is on public water, so we'll get that set up, and temporary power, and that give us time to get all this scraped and cleaned up. So I'm looking forward to being closer and getting back to my roots of building. So in a former life, this is what I did before I moved to Denver, and I do miss it. It's a lot of fun. But I'm going to close this out with Dad making a few more passes here. A little skiddy. And we're going to wrap it up here in about 30 minutes. Take that back over to Sunny Oak Hills. And we will catch y'all later.